Hey people who watch these videos. I'm not going to give an excuse per se for why I haven't made one in a while, but I do want to go over some of the things that have been happening in the meantime. I totally skipped June as far as a video. I think probably the last couple videos I talked a little bit about that my wife and I, our best friend, had moved out here from New York to live with us. And that ultimately did not work out, so Z moved back to New York. And we're all kind of bummed about that. But the reasons that Z moved out had everything to do with, practical economic reasons. Unfortunately, Z has a job back in New York that was happy to take her back and is unionized and gives good benefits. Whereas here, where Z was, an unknown person who had just moved here, as probably a lot of you know, places only want to hire part-time so that they don't have to give benefits. So it's rough right now economically finding a new job. I'm sure there's other people out there who are in that boat. The really downside is this was a very good supportive environment for Zer to be herself, whereas back home is not as much. And it's very unfortunate that we're in a reality right now where a lot of people have to choose between financial stability and living somewhere that can be supportive of them being themselves as an LGBTQIA person. So that's one more victim of that. We're hoping it's a temporary situation. Z is planning to hopefully move back out here someday. We don't have a date for that. So that was a little bit occupying. Also, I had to have an endoscopy. I was actually planning to make a video the day after my endoscopy. That did not happen. They told me that it won't hurt at all and the anesthesia is great and you just have a fantastic nap afterwards. I was sick for 3 days and my throat hurt for a good day and a half. It hurt to eat anything. It hurt to swallow water. It was not fun. And unfortunately, I still don't have the results back from the endoscopy because I have an appointment to discuss the endoscopy results, but it's a month out from when I actually talked to them last. So, yeah, no big rush on that, apparently. The good news is it probably means I don't have esophageal cancer. So there's that. But there is some concern of a hypereosinophilic syndrome in the esophagus. So I'll know more about that the middle of next month. But yeah, so all of that was a little involving. The endoscopy was interesting, terrifying, because I've been very fortunate in that I've had very few medical procedures in my life. So I had never been put under propofol before, so that was a new experience. Apparently I don't take it well. But it was also interesting because all of my paperwork at this point says male, and I'm apparently passing very well, even to medical professionals. They're not looking that close. They see at a glance and male. And then in being more involved in medical procedures, there were a number of steps along the way where I had to say, like, they were hooking sensors up, and I said, I'm a trans man, I have a bra on, is that going to be a problem? Or when they had me dressed in the gown, I said, I have a bra on because I'm a trans man, do I need to take that off? They said, no, leave it on. So that was, a little bit, okay, I gotta tell all these people, every step of the way, hi, I've got boobs. I'm a dude with boobs. Which is pretty much how I'm thinking of myself these days, is I'm a guy with boobs. So nobody had any issue with it. Nobody questioned it. Everyone was just like, oh, okay, that's fine. Which was honestly kind of surprising. I don't know if there were any mental things of like, okay, this is weird. If there were, they were very good at not showing it. But everybody just breezed through and accepted it. So that was fantastic. Yeah, so that was a very positive thing about this experience. And I don't know, it gives me a little bit of hope. I think the medical field is struggling but trying to catch up. I mean, there's a lot of doctors that have a lot of work to do with acceptance, not just of LGBTQIA issues, but of fat acceptance, of, racial, treating everybody of every race and every gender the same. There's a lot of work to do, but there are a lot of people out there that are handling it very well. So that's optimistic. I am passing 99% of the time. I've gone back and had a couple incidents recently here where somebody took me as a woman on the phone, which was interesting because that was one of the first places that I was getting taken for mail even before I was in person. So, I don't know. I just was having a day where my voice sounded more feminine. I still have an issue where when I'm trying to be consoling or reassuring and very sympathetic, my voice goes into this tonal thing that I think does sound more feminine, and I'm still not sure how to overcome that or if I should worry about overcoming it. Again, as I've said in previous videos, I'm not in the closet, so it's not really an issue of outing myself on accident. That's not a concern. But it's an interesting thing that's happening. It's like I don't know how to sound sympathetic and consoling and yet sound masculine. And I think that has a lot of underlying cultural things going on those are not considered masculine traits. And that's unfortunate. Yeah, but passing is interesting. A lot of clients at work are just running with it. A lot of people are telling me that I look great. I get people that haven't seen me a while and they kind of do a double take and then they're like, the beard looks great. You're looking good. It still hasn't filled in here. I know it looks like I shaved a little spot or something. I didn't. It's just still hasn't grown in there. And yeah, I would love to have something here, but it'll come. Yeah. My boots fell apart, so I had to go to the store today. I was trying to see if I could get them resold because they're Red Wings, but they're apparently too far gone. But the store was full of dudes and workmen, a lot of serious workmen in their work gear with the work trucks parked outside, and then the guys inside were very masculine, and a couple of them had like serious mustaches, very fancy, kind of hipster-esque facial hair. So it was just this all-male environment. There were no women in the store at all. So I walked into this environment and everybody was like, hey man. And it was just, they were all dudes and it was like, hey, you're a dude too. So that was an interesting environment to be in. I've had that kind of thing happen a few times, and it feels a little bit like being an undercover spy, which I'm okay with, but it's different. I know that I'm not feeling about it the way that they're feeling about it. I'm definitely aware of the fact that I am not like these other guys, although you never know. Some of them could be trans guys and I just can't tell. But I definitely feel like a little element of I'm not quite like them, but they think I am. So that's, I don't know if that's something that's ever going to go away. That may just be something I experienced through the entirety of my life. And I'm okay with that, but it's something that I hadn't really thought intently about before I began transitioning. part of the issue I'm having with passing is I didn't expect it to happen this soon. Here I am, still less than 2 years into T, and I've still got a chest. Okay, I'm not showing enough on the camera, but I do still have boobs. I will always have wide hips because I not only went through a female puberty, but I was biologically female for 35 years of my life, and I had a figure. I was not happy with that figure, but I definitely had one, and some of that is never going to go away. And I don't feel like I have a typically masculine face. I don't have strong features. I don't have sharp features. I mean, I assume there's cheekbones somewhere. I'm growing my own jawline because I don't really have one. And I got this kind of a button nose. So I did not expect to just fly under the radar so early into the game. I wasn't mentally prepared for that. And I'm okay with it. It's not like it's bothering me as far as like, oh my gosh, I'm, upset by it. But it is something that it's on my mind. It's something that I'm thinking about a lot, that, wow, this is happening faster than I expected. And I haven't quite thought through how I feel about it. I feel like I'm very cognizant of the fact that I will always be a trans man, and it is not the same as a cisgender man, and will never be the same as a cisgender man. And that's okay, but there needs to be an acknowledgement that trans men's experiences up until they transition are not the same as cis men's experiences. We have different messages aimed at us. We're raised in a different environment because of the way people treat us. So, anyways, this video is running long as it is. I've been, busy with one thing and another, and not too long ago I rediscovered Jethro Tull, and I don't know why I stopped listening to them. I had one of their albums when I was like a preteen, and I know I was far too young to rightfully know who they were, but I stumbled on them and really loved the album and liked the music. It's a little bit musically complex, vocally complex, and I like that. And I don't know why I just kind of forgot that they existed for 20 years. So I just recently stumbled on stuff again and started listening to more of their stuff and going, I had that entire album memorized. Why have I just totally forgotten that those songs exist? So I'm back into them, so I'm trying to relearn for myself some of the songs that I knew off of those albums and maybe learn some new ones. So that's giving me some more musical material for these videos. So with that, I will finish out the video with a song. The instrumentals on Jethro Tull stuff is very good, and obviously I lack those. But I think the vocals are interesting enough that they stand on their own. So. Meanwhile, back in the year 1, when you belonged to no one, you didn't stand a chance, son, if your pants were undone. 'Cause you were bred for humanity and sold to society. One day you'll wake up in the present day, a million generations removed from expectations of being who you really want to be. Skating away, skating away, skating away on the thin ice of a new day. Hey, 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 And as you push off from the shore, won't you turn your head once more and make your peace with everyone? For those who choose to stay will live just one more day to do the thing you should have done. And as you cross the wilderness, spinning in your emptiness, you feel you have to pray, looking for a sign that the universe of minds has written you into the passion play. Skating away, skating away, skating away on the thin ice of a new day. Hey, hey, hey. And as you cross the circle line, the ice wall breaks behind. You're a rabbit on the run, and the silver splinters fly in the corner of your eye, shining in the setting sun. Well, do you ever get the feeling that the story's too damn real and in the present tense? Or that everybody's on the stage and it seems like you're the only person sitting in the audience? Skating away, skating away, skating away on the thin ice of a new day. Hey, 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 skating away, skating away, skating away. Alright, I had one issue in the song there where I think I had to skip the video because I screwed up on the last verse. There's a lot of S's and hissing in there, and I'm trying to learn how to sing and not over-enunciate those, but that's an ongoing trouble. Unfortunately, a lisp sound also reads as very feminine, and I've heard that there is a strong difference in the way men pronounce S sounds and women do, and I'm not sure how to overcome that. Not really an issue for speaking as far as I'm concerned, but for singing, it's definitely something I need to work on. Anyways, that's it for now. I will try and do another video in a month. Wish me luck. Until next time.